France is considering a bold shift in its nuclear deterrent strategy. This move has the potential to reshape the European security landscape. At the heart of this proposition is the potential deployment of French fighter jets armed with nuclear weapons to German bases. This would effectively extend France's nuclear umbrella over much of continental Europe. This development comes as Europe grapples with the return of war on the continent. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has shattered long-held assumptions about peace and stability. In this context, France's potential nuclear deterrent shift represents a significant escalation in European defense posture. This move is not merely symbolic. It reflects a deep-seated anxiety about the continent's security environment. The prospect of Russian aggression has concentrated minds in European capitals. France's nuclear umbrella proposal is a direct response to this perceived threat. Russia's actions in Ukraine have sent shockwaves across Europe. The invasion has revived fears of Russian expansionism. Moscow's nuclear rhetoric has further heightened tensions. In this climate of fear and uncertainty, European nations are reassessing their security arrangements. France's nuclear umbrella proposal is a clear signal of European resolve. It demonstrates a willingness to confront Russian aggression. By extending its nuclear deterrent to Germany, France aims to deter any potential Russian adventurism. This move is not without its critics. Some argue that it could provoke further escalation with Russia. Others question the wisdom of relying on nuclear weapons in the 21st century. However, for many in Europe, the threat posed by Russia is simply too great to ignore. The potential deployment of French nuclear-armed fighter jets to Germany is a significant development. It underscores the seriousness with which Europe views the Russian threat. It remains to be seen how this will play out in the coming months and years. Germany's role in this evolving security architecture is also crucial. Under the leadership of Friedrich Merz, Germany has embarked on a new era of defense focus. This shift is driven by a recognition that Germany can no longer afford to be a passive bystander in European security. Merz has been a vocal advocate for increased defense spending. He has also called for closer defense cooperation within Europe. Germany's new defense posture has been welcomed by France and other European partners. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons on German soil would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. It is a testament to how far Germany has moved in its defense outlook. This shift is likely to have a profound impact on European security. Germany's increased defense spending will provide a much-needed boost to NATO's capabilities. It will also allow Germany to play a more assertive role in European security. This is a welcome development for those who believe that Europe needs to take more responsibility for its own defense. Underlying these developments is a growing crisis of confidence in NATO. The alliance, formed in the aftermath of World War II, has been the cornerstone of European security for decades. However, recent events have cast doubt on the alliance's ability to guarantee the security of its members. The US, NATO's most powerful member, has shown signs of disengagement from Europe under the Trump administration. Trump's questioning of NATO's relevance and his demands for increased defense spending by European allies have sown doubt about the US's commitment to the alliance. Furthermore, the chaotic withdrawal of US forces from Afghanistan in 2021 raised serious questions about the Biden administration's competence and reliability. While the US has reaffirmed its commitment to NATO in the wake of the Ukraine crisis, the damage has been done. This lack of trust in the US security guarantee has led European nations to seek alternative security arrangements. France's nuclear umbrella proposal is a prime example of this trend. It reflects a desire for greater European strategic autonomy. Section 5. Rearmament and Its Discontents. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany has also reignited the debate over nuclear weapons in Europe. Critics argue that such a move would lower the threshold for nuclear war and make Europe a more dangerous place. They point out that nuclear weapons are indiscriminate in their effects and that their use would have catastrophic humanitarian consequences. They also argue that relying on nuclear deterrence is a dangerous gamble that could lead to miscalculation and escalation. Proponents of nuclear deterrence argue that it is the only credible way to deter aggression from Russia. They point to Russia's nuclear arsenal and its willingness to use nuclear threats as evidence that nuclear deterrence remains relevant in the 21st century. The debate over nuclear weapons is complex and there are no easy answers. However, the fact that this debate is taking place at all is a sign of the times. The war in Ukraine has forced Europe to confront some uncomfortable truths about its security. Section 6. The Force de Frappe. France's nuclear arsenal, known as the Force de Frappe, is a key element of its defense posture. It consists of approximately 290 nuclear warheads, making it the third largest nuclear arsenal in the world after the US and Russia. France's nuclear weapons are primarily designed for deterrence. That is, they are intended to dissuade other countries from attacking France or its allies by threatening unacceptable retaliation. France has a policy of no first use of nuclear weapons. The potential deployment of French nuclear-armed fighter jets to Germany would significantly enhance Europe's nuclear deterrent. It would also send a strong signal to Russia that any aggression against NATO allies would be met with a decisive response. However, it is important to note that the use of nuclear weapons would have catastrophic consequences. It is therefore essential that all efforts are made to prevent a nuclear conflict. This includes maintaining a credible nuclear deterrent, as well as pursuing diplomatic solutions to international crises. Section 7. Ripples across the Atlantic. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany is also likely to have implications for the US and the UK. The US has long been the guarantor of European security, but France's move suggests that some European nations are seeking to reduce their reliance on the US. This could lead to tensions between the US and its European allies, particularly if the US perceives that its leadership role is being challenged. The UK, which possesses its own nuclear arsenal, may also feel pressure to participate in any European nuclear umbrella. The UK's decision to leave the European Union has already strained its relationship with some European countries. However, the UK remains a key NATO ally and is likely to play a significant role in any future European security arrangements. The potential for a European nuclear umbrella raises complex questions about the future of NATO and the transatlantic relationship. It is too early to say what the long-term implications of these developments will be. However, they underscore the need for close consultation and coordination between the US and its European allies. Section 8. An uncertain future. The discussions surrounding the potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany are still in their early stages. It remains uncertain whether such a deployment will actually take place. There are also questions about the specific details of any such arrangement. For example, it is unclear whether Germany would have any say over the use of French nuclear weapons on its soil. There are also legal and political hurdles that would need to be overcome. The potential for a European nuclear umbrella is just one of many uncertainties facing Europe's security landscape. The war in Ukraine has created a volatile and unpredictable security environment. It is unclear how the conflict will evolve or what the long-term consequences will be. The potential for escalation between Russia and NATO remains a serious concern. In this uncertain environment, it is essential that European nations work together to strengthen their collective defense. This includes increasing defense spending, enhancing military cooperation, and developing a more coherent and unified approach to security challenges. Section 9. A new era in European security? France's potential shift in its nuclear deterrence strategy represents a potentially significant development in European security. It is a reflection of the changing security environment in Europe and the growing sense of unease about Russia's intentions. The potential deployment of French nuclear weapons to Germany would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. It is a sign of how far Europe has moved in its willingness to contemplate military solutions to security challenges. Whether or not France's move leads to the creation of a European nuclear umbrella remains to be seen. However, it is clear that the debate over European security has entered a new phase. The old certainties have been shattered, and Europe is grappling with how to ensure its security in a more dangerous world.